57%. Oh, thank God. These next ones should be really short ones. So we've got all of this done. We've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left, and we've done so much. Oh my God, this was so much work. CSS and overview. Jesus. Whew. Anyway, guys, I'm done recording this one. I'm going to render a few out, upload some videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Hopefully nobody... Alright, we're at 57%. I'm just going to blow through this one real quick. I know I said I'd take a break, but this one was only 6 exercises. So check out the HTML and CSS we've used. Have a look at the button on the Results tab. Hit Save and Submit Code when you're ready to start building your button. So, friend us on Facebook seems to be the button there. So save and submit code. We'll check that out. Start the next lesson. Let's build some fucking buttons. So let's get started. First things first, we'll need to create our button. We'll do this with div tags. That is not how you make a button. That is not how you make a button. If you have adjusted your browser zoom, tests involving height and width will not work correctly. To remedy this, please type, well, thanks for telling me now. Control 0, guys. You're just going to have to turn it up to 1080p or something like that. On the CSS tab, add a div selector. Div. This thing. Alright. Height. 50px. That. Width. 120px. That. Border color. Background color. Your border style can be any type, dashed solid, and you can use any border width you want. We like 2px. Oh, I guess I have to add a border to it. Border style, dashed, border width equals 4px. $10px. There we go. Border width 10px. Shaping your button. Set your div's border radius to 5px. I always try to keep them kind of segregated. Like if I have a whole bunch of border ones, I put them with the other border ones. Like this background color should be up here. So we got a rounded button. Four out of 6. So margin auto is the CSS you use to tell the browser, hey, make sure to set equal margins on each side of the HTML element. When the margins are equal, the object is centered. Text align center is how you center text elements. On the CSS tab, set your div's margin to auto. And its text align property to center. Great, now we want to add a link with text to our button. In our example back in the first exercise, you may have noticed that we used span tags to create a different font color for Facebook, like so. Alright, you can do this too if you like, but it's not required. Guess who's not going to do it? On the HTML tab, add a link using A tags between your div tags. Thought I heard the cat saying something. Okay, between the div tags, linky poo. Alright, attribute to any website, and you can make the link text itself say whatever you want. On the CSS tab, set your link's text decoration to none. Okay, do it like this, like that. Text decoration, none. Give it whatever color and font family you like. Color, green. Font family, Verdana. Alright, start next lesson. Click on your button to have it take you wherever your heart desires, or wherever the href does. Save and submit code. Alright, cool. We finished our button. Let's tweet this shit out, take a little lunch break, and then we'll meet each other again for the conclusion of this lesson. I can't wait to get into JavaScript. Hopefully we could do it before tomorrow. Hit close. Let's see what percentage we're at, just for the hell of it. Alright, 60%. Cool. Let's kill this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Alright, what's up, guys? We're at 60% here. We're almost done. Let's go ahead and hit continue, see where we're at. Hopefully the internet's a little bit faster this time. We're over here at Speaking Code's house. So, all HTML elements are selectors. We've used a number of HTML elements as selectors so far. We've styled the HTML tags h1 with the selector h1, p with p, and so on. So you might have guessed this, but if not, we'll say it outright. Any HTML element can be a CSS selector. So let's see, what are they trying to get us to do? Change the entire HTML body's background color to C6E2FF. Alright, so we're going to go here. We're going to do body, open up these things, do background dash color, colon not equals, remember that. And then the pound sign, C6E2FF, semicolon, and then that thing right there. So save and submit the code. And we're good. All right, cool. So this one's a 23 lesson unit, so we're going to have to go through this one pretty quick. So multiple selectors. So as you've seen, it's possible to nest HTML elements inside one another like so. Div, div, p. So what if you want to grab p that's inside two divs and not all p's? You select those in the CSS tab like this. Div, div, p, CSS stuff. On the CSS tab, select only the h3 header nested inside of 3 divs and change its color to red. So,
what?
Hang on, guys.
Alright, come here.
Alright, I think it's working again. Is it working? Yeah, it's working. Alright, cool. Yeah, we're back. Alright. So, it says on the CSS tab, select only the h3 nested inside of 3 divs and change its color to red. So div, whoops, div, 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 h3, and then change its color to red. Yep, alright, cool, got it. Start next lesson. So we're on 3 out of 23. Let's keep it hustling. So instructions: go ahead and use the universal selector to put a 1 pixel dashed 3A5FCD border around every element on the page. So let's go ahead and do the universal selector and put a border 1px dashed 3A5F CD onto everything. Looks ugly as shit, but I guess that's what they want. Alright, start next lesson, even though we had an error. Rock your selectors. Great work. Selectors can be a bit tricky, but the more you use them, the more comfortable you'll become. Let's make sure you really know your stuff. On the CSS tab, select all paragraph text to be the hexadecimal color. Okay, so paragraph, this thing, color, so your color is going to be 00E5EE, and set all paragraph text for paragraphs nested inside of div tags, div p, color, this, Put a border with the hex color around every HTML element. Okay, this thing. One px dashed 3a 5 fcd. All right, save and submit code. And it looks like we're good. So it says next C is for cascading. So let's see, branching. You could think of an HTML document as a tree. Elements branch out from the main trunk. The first two big branches are head and body, and branches multiply and become finer as you get to elements like div, tables, and text. We've sketched a potential family tree. Let's see, hit save and submit code. Alright, start next lesson. If you think of the HTML tag as the trunk of the tree, you can think of its immediate branches, head and body, as its children. Both tags are children of HTML. HTML is their parent element. Because they are both immediate children of HTML, they are siblings. Just like a real family, elements have children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and so on, even though we don't make this distinction with HTML. A child of an element and all that child's children are part of the first parent. So, for those of you who think more visually, there's a little diagram in the index.html tab to the right. Remember, an element is a child of every element wrapped around it, even if that element is several branches away. When you're ready, hit save and submit code to continue. Start next lesson. So, swinging from branch to branch. Alright, now that you have an idea of how HTML documents are structured, it's time to see how good you are at navigating from branch to branch. We've added some links in the editor to the right on the CSS tab. Target only A's that are children of LIs and set their text decoration to none. Set the font family to cursive. So we've added some links in the editor to the right. On the CSS tab, target only the A's that are children of LIs. So LI, A, and set their text decoration to none. Font family to cursive. All right. Start next lesson. 8 out of 23. It ain't so bad. Can you swing it? Good work. Let's try something a little more involved. Let's see. You can reach an element that is a child of another parent like this. Where in this case, we'd be grabbing any P that is nested somewhere inside a div that is nested somewhere inside another div. If you want to grab direct children, that is, an element that is directly nested inside another element with no elements in between, you can use the symbol like so. This only grabs P's that are nested directly inside a div, so it won't grab any paragraphs that are, say, nested inside lists that are in turn nested inside of divs. I always wondered what that was. Make all P tags that have a font family of Garamond. Do not use the font. Oh, okay. All right. Font family Garamond. Make the introduction paragraph and the summary paragraph have a font weight of bold. What's the introduction and the summary? Body P. Body div P. Body P and body div P. Body P. Body div P. So this one is going to be like this. Font weight bold. All right. This is a new property for you, but it works just like others you've learned. Make the synopsis paragraph have the color this. Make the paragraphs in the unordered list have the color this in the underline. Oh, I forgot the underline. All right, we did it. Start next lesson. 9 out of 23. Whew. We were going fast. Now we're going a little bit slower, though. Excellent. You've got the hang of this, and you're starting to learn more about cascading. As we mentioned, certain selectors will override others if they have a greater specific value. See how the class is an ID alter. Blah, 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 blah. Note how the LIP overrides the PCSS, and the class list item overrides LIP. Okay, so P class. This is right here is a class. The dot thing is a class. So P class list item would be this right here. So hit save and submit code to learn how to use these selectors. Well, this shit is so small that we're just kind of winging it. Beyond HTML elements. You'll see a class and ID declared in the HTML tab. Oh, h3.red. No, h3. Yeah, h3.red. So dot red is right here, color red. All right, so we gotta uncomment it and then go. Nice. Classes are useful when you have a bunch of elements that should all receive the same styling. Rather than applying the same rules to several selectors, you can simply apply the same class to all those HTML elements that define the styling for that class in the CSS tab. Okay, div class square, image class square, td class square, dot square, height, width. This allows you to take elements of different types and give them the same styling. Instructions. Create any number of HTML elements you like and give them the class fancy. So, let's see. Okay. P class equals fancy. Oh, it's Francy. Fancy. This is fancy text. P class fancy. Set dot fancy to have a font family of cursive and a color of blah blah blah. Okay, so P. This. Whoops. This is not fancy text. Okay, so in the style sheet, we're going to do dot fancy with the bracket, and then do font family cursive, and then a color this 1 2 3 4 CD. Hey man, can I get a refill? Thanks. Alright, save and submit code, we should be good. Alright, this is fancy text, this is not fancy text. You can see already how classes are working. We got 12 out of 23, we are more than halfway. ID please. So, IDs on the other hand are great for when you have exactly one element that should receive a certain kind of styling. IDs are assigned to HTML elements with the word ID and an equal sign. IDs are identified with CSS with a pound sign. This allows you to apply style to a single instance of a selector rather than all instances. Create any number of HTML elements you like and give one of them the ID Sirius. On the CSS tab, set Sirius to have a font family of Courier and a color of C00. Alright, P class equals Sirius. This is some serious text. Alright, and then we're just going to have a regular P. This is some less serious text. Okay, so, P class, it's PID. Why didn't you guys tell me? Alright, so we're going to have to do serious font family Courier and a color of C00. Save and submit code. Alright, start next lesson. 13 out of 23. Well done, you're doing great. Now it's time to put all of our... Alright, cool. This is the wrap-up portion of the whole thing. Oh, thanks for the water, man. Alright, now that's service, guys. Put some Mio in that shit. I got that Mio with caffeine. That's some good shit. Alright, check out the text in the editor on the right, on the HTML tab. Give the H2 header an ID of intro. H2 ID equals intro. Alright, give the first H3 and first P class of standout. Alright, on the CSS tab, inside the intro selector, intro, color, B8, 3C, 3A, this thing. Alright, and inside the standout, set the color to F7 AC 5F, and the font family to Verdana. Alright, close that. So we should be good. Alright, cool. Pseudo class selectors. Wow, do we need even more selectors? A pseudo class selector is a way of accessing HTML items that aren't part of the document tree. Remember the tree structure we talked about earlier. Are we talking about like hover and stuff? Yeah, hover. Okay, yeah, I knew that there. Okay. So this is going to change the color whenever you go over the top of it. So here's another fun thing we can do. Size. Wait. Font size equals 20 EM. Anyway, that's just fun to me. So save and submit, start next lesson. All right, links. There are a number of useful pseudo-class selectors: link, visited, and hover. Add 3 links between the div tags. You can link to any websites you like. Okay, so we're going to do a href equals http reddit.com. This is Reddit. Okay, let's do this. All right. Here, set all A links to have no text decoration. Text decoration equals none, and a color of 008 B45. Close the bracket. A hover this color oofu. It's gonna be green. And then a visited to have a color EE9A00. Okay, so that's cool. Click it, go back, and now they're all orange. All right, cool, that works. All right, save and submit code. Start next lesson. 16 out of 23. So close I could taste it. Another useful pseudo class is a first child. It's used to apply styling to only the elements that are first children of their parents. For instance, P first child color red. So we should make, all right, set the first paragraph's font family to cursive. P first child. All right. All right. Nth child 2. Yep, there we go. Set the third paragraph to have the color of CC00. All right. This should be correct. Yep. 100 points earned in 1 day. I was kind of hoping that little graphic would change to something more festive. But whatever. Close. All right, 18 out of 23, man. So close, I can almost taste it. Show it if you know it. Feel like you're really starting to understand the CSS stuff? Prove it. Add 3 links to the body of the HTML document. They can go anywhere, and the text between the tags can say whatever you like.